One thing that came up in today's closing arguments was this issue of the jury actually sending a former president to jail. And, it was not much appreciated by Juan Merchan. In fact, he had kind of a hissy fit, a total meltdown about Trump's attorney saying that, which I was kind of perplexed by. But it started off badly, first of all, just because they didn't like, or Merchan did not like the direction that Trump's attorneys were going in during the closing arguments overall. Let's go to ABC News, who had a rundown of it.
Defense attorney Todd Blanche just had a thunderous moment in court as he's wrapping up his closing argument. He's been throughout the day calling Michael Cohen a liar, asking the jury rhetorically, I don't know how many lies it takes before you just disregard his entire testimony. But there was one in particular, which was one of his stronger moments cross-examining Michael Cohen, when he portrayed a call that Cohen said he had with Trump in late October of 2016 as a complete fabrication. And Blanche yelled, that was a lie, and he accused prosecutors of suborning perjury in order to help their case. That was met with an immediate objection from the prosecution, a sustained objection by the judge at a sidebar conference. And now as Cohen wraps up, as Blanche wraps up, he's calling Michael Cohen the MVP of liars as he tries to convince the jury to completely disregard everything that he said during trial.
But what's wrong with that? Right? Why is Merchan having such a fit about that? One of the other things that Todd Blanche called the prosecution's star witness, Michael Cohen, was a gloat, G-L-O-A-T, or greatest liar of all time. I mean, for goodness sakes, the guy is an admitted liar. He is. And he is an admitted thief. He is. I mean, he said so himself right there on the stand. So just exactly how is the jury supposed to go with him and the adult film actress over the former president of the United States? I mean, nothing against her chosen line of work, but she wasn't even relevant to the case. It's as though they just wanted to smear him as much as they possibly could. And then they put the liar guy up there, and somehow then when the defense is trying to say, hey, this guy lies, it becomes a problem. And then when the defense says, to the jury, you might really want to think about what's going on because you're going to put someone, does he deserve to go to jail for this? Think about that. You're going to be putting him in jail. And the judge lost it. Why would the judge lose it on that? I ask you. I mean, look, again, I'm not a lawyer. I know a lot about the economy. I know a lot about the Federal Reserve. I know a lot about economic policy, markets, etc., right? I am not a legal scholar, but I'm just going to tell you that it seems pretty logical that the defense ought to be able to say, hey, you know what? Tom, Sally, Sue, you're going to put this guy away in jail for this? Because they need to understand, right? The jury should understand the consequences. And yet, Judge Juan Merchan flipped out on that. I don't get it. I really, really don't get it, unless you just aren't allowed to say anything these days if you're on the opposing side, right? There's only one way. Hillary Clinton did a big interview at the New York Times this week. Only one way to vote, only one way. You know what? You have to vote for Joe Biden. She keeps telling us, because if not, democracy is over. That's the line. That's the line we keep hearing from everyone.